Welcome back, Pokefans, to part 14 of my Pokemon Flora Sky series. Last episode, we got our 5th gym badge in Malaya City, and in this episode, we'll make our way to Chapos Island. Although, I must say that Chapos Island is not the final destination for this episode, I'm actually gonna be going ahead and visiting one of the city that we have went to before. As you can see, this is actually a sea route, and mostly for today's episode, I'll just be covering up all of these routes. There are a lot of trainers in Route R, but I think we are almost close to Chapos Island. So let me quickly go ahead and make my way over there and then decide which way we have to go to. Now, as far as I know, we do have to go through Route W. But as far as the gameplay goes, I don't think Route W is currently accessible for us. So we might have to take a detour and go through Route Q and then to Route V. There are all of these different routes that we're going to be going, which all of them obviously is going to be like a sea route. So I believe that we won't be seeing any kind of land in any of the next few episodes for any time soon. Either way, the encounter rates will be kind of the same, other than a few new Pokemons that might get added for each of these routes. Now, before moving on, let me actually quickly go around this area. As I said before, it's quite wide, so you'll have to go, I guess, up or down in the screen to go ahead and check out all of these areas. Alright, here we have one of the trainer. I believe that we can actually take this one down if I had used Earthquake, which obviously I forgot to do. So as you can see, my Torterra is pretty badly hurt. I might have to actually heal this one up. Also, the level in which my Pokemons are currently are quite good for these upcoming routes. So I don't think we have to go ahead and train up our team members anytime soon. Alright, it seems like this is actually the right way to go ahead. And we are actually finally in Route S. Alright. So I guess we do have this Route S in between before we reach Chapos Island. And as you can see, the encounter rates are still kind of the same. Now you can find different encounters by using Good Rod as well. So you can definitely try that out. I believe we can actually find Magikarp and Gyarados over here as well. And probably Wilmer and I guess Wailord. But as usual, the fully evolved Pokemons will definitely be a lot rarer, so you might have to try a few times to find them. Alright, here we have another double battle. Quite nice. Let's see what kind of Pokemon they're going to be having. I'm quite happy about the game till now. I'm pretty sure that the only thing I really had to struggle for this game would probably be training up my team members every other episode. But it's quite nice to just have a casual episode like this where you don't really have to worry about the level of your Pokemons. Alright, now I have been trying to use Torterra a bit more in this episode just because we haven't really had more action with it lately. I know I have been using the other Pokemons a bit more, for example my Growlithe and Emolga. So I just wanted to make sure I give everyone a chance. And let's see how well our Torterra actually does. I know it's a bit difficult to use it considering it is a part ground type, but I'm pretty sure that it can hold its own by using Razor Leaf. Okay, we actually have a Gyarados and a Meryl. I'm actually going to be focusing on Meryl over here and try to take it down. Then we can actually go ahead and focus more on Gyarados. Okay, it seems like Gyarados is actually going to go down before the Meryl. That was quite nice. And as usual, I have gone ahead and given the experience share to my Growlithe. Just because that these few routes are going to be sea routes and Growlithe is definitely not going to be helping us. So I think it's better to have a bit of level up in the time when we reach the next city. Alright. We have defeated these two trainers over here, so let's move on. And as you can see, this route is pretty difficult to actually explore because you might accidentally just miss out a few of these areas. And And it seems like there are a lot of dive spots in this route. So I'm pretty sure that once we get the dive HM, we might be able to come over here and try to find out what kind of items or Pokemons that we can actually catch. Usually in the normal games, I'm pretty sure the only way you can catch Relicanth and I believe Clamperl is by using dive. So I wonder if the same is for these games as well. Alright, we did take down the Tentacool. Now you might know that I am still debating on what kind of water type Pokemon to use in my team, and to be honest, I haven't really decided yet. There are quite a few options, quite a few Pokemons which have dual typings, which I would really like to add to my team. Some of them are definitely gonna be Speel, which we just saw in Route R, and there is Horsey, who we got from a Pokemon egg, and we have Tentacool, who is, I guess, available in these routes. So I haven't yet decided, but if you guys have any kind of suggestion on which one of these three that I have to use, you can definitely give me the suggestion down in the comment section, and I will definitely go ahead and use that Pokemon. Alright, here we have the next trainer, who apparently has only one Pokemon. And whenever you have a trainer who has only one Pokemon, they definitely will be a bit higher in level than the other trainers in this route. So as you can see, the Wilmer is at level 42, which is a bit higher than my Pokemons, but I still think I'll be able to easily take it down with Torterra over here. Right, not bad. Seems like Torterra itself is gonna be at level 42 pretty soon, so I'm quite happy about that. Alright, I guess she's gonna be registering to the Pokenav. I feel like the fun thing about Pokenav is that you can't really stop these people from calling you randomly and telling you about their adventure. It is fun when you have only one or two trainers, but now that a lot of people have registered to my Pokenav, it's quite annoying that they just keep calling you at a time that you don't want them to call. So I just wish there was an option to turn it off. Either way, here we actually saw a Relicanth for the first time. I personally have never used a Relicanth, so I do not know how well it is in a Pokemon battle. But it's quite interesting. I really like its typing, and I believe it has the same typing as Corsola, which is also a water and rock type. So these kind of Pokemons are quite rare, and if you do get a chance to catch a Relicanth, you can definitely try that one out. Personally, I would love to have this one, but I don't think we'll be able to catch it anytime soon. So I'm not sure if I will be able to use it in this journey. But in a future playthrough, we can definitely, try and get a Relicanth. Especially if you are going to play Pokemon Sword. I'm actually thinking of playing a Nuzlocke challenge in Pokemon Sword as well. Just like how I did for Pokemon Shield. And definitely I can try using Relicanth over there. Alright, here we have another trainer, and I believe that we are almost near Chopper's Island now, considering that we are in Route S. And we have a Lapras over here. I am a big fan of Lapras. It's actually a water and ice type, and it's amazing. It is having a pretty good special attack stat, and if you get a chance to use Lapras in your team, definitely go ahead and add it. It's one of those unique Pokemons out there which doesn't really evolve, but definitely has a really good stats. Alright, Growlithe was trying to use Agility, which I don't really care. I don't think I want that move in my moveset. Alright, now that we have defeated this trainer, let's quickly go ahead and move on. And it seems like the Super Repel that I actually bought is almost running out. I only have 9 of them. So I'm really hoping that we'll reach Chapo's Island before the Repel ends. If we do, that is really good because I can actually go back and buy some. Or else we might have some trouble. Now there are these smaller islands quite a lot around here, and this is the only one where I actually found a item. It is kind of pretty weird considering there are a few islands like this over here, but apparently only one island has an item, so I guess that's it. Alright, let's move on. And we are actually near the Chapus Island. Alright, this is pretty good. Now you might see that I am not actually near Chapus Island anymore. That's because I just went back to Route S and was actually looking around to see if I actually missed something. And apparently I missed this trainer. So let me quickly go ahead and battle this trainer over here as well. He actually has a Huntail which is at level 43. Pretty good. I have actually never used a Huntail or its counterpart, but I have heard that it's a pretty good Pokemon. So definitely if you are able to get a Clample, you can definitely try and evolve it. Alright, we have defeated this trainer as well. And the way I actually came over here is through a small path between the rocks. So it's quite easily missable. I actually initially the first time I actually missed this one, but this time I was able to actually see it. Also, he did give us a very special item which is actually a King's Rock, and it will actually raise the critical hit chance for your Pokemon. So definitely a really good item to be given. Alright, here is the path how I actually came over there. So let me make my way back to Route R and just see if I have missed any of the areas or any trainers that we could have actually battled before. Now there was a pair of trainers that you might have seen down south, a lady and I guess her brother, but I don't think we can actually go over there for now. I think it's an area only accessible once you are able to actually dive. So we won't be able to actually go over there. Alright, one more small area to just explore and it's down over here. And since we have battled this trainer, I think we have actually battled all the trainers in both Route R and Route S. So let me make my way back to Chapus Island and we can go from there. Back in Chapus Island, I did go ahead and just heal up my team members. Also went ahead and bought a few super repels as well. And now we'll be actually making our way through Route Q. Now this route is actually in south of Chapus Island. So that's actually the way you're actually supposed to go as per the game itself. Alright, let me actually cover my way through the right side of the route. The left side of the route. Before I go to the right side, just like Route R and Route S, this route is quite wide and you do have some hidden areas in the ends of these routes. So definitely you would have to actually explore around. Alright, it seems like we have quite a lot of things over here, and here is another small kind of island as well. So let me actually just explore this one. Alright, seems like there is another cave over here as well, but I believe that the cave will actually hold a legendary Pokemon in the later stage of this game, so we won't really see anything in it if we enter now. At least we do have a double battle right here, so that's quite nice. Let me see what kind of Pokemons these trainers might have. Alright, they do have 2 each, and they actually have a Rufflet. Now Rufflet is quite rare in this game, and the only place where you can actually find it is Route W. But currently Route W is inaccessible from Chapus Island. That is one of the reasons why we are not able to directly go to the next city through Route W. But in a later stage we'll definitely be able to go through this one. So I will go ahead and show you guys where you can actually catch a Rufflet. The last time I played this game, I definitely went ahead and used a Rufflet before. It is pretty good, but definitely takes a lot of time to actually train it up. Rufflet evolves at level 55, and by the time you get Rufflet accessible in this game, you will be having Pokemons around level 55. So you might have to catch a Rufflet that is at level, I guess, 20 to 25, and then just level it up to level 55. Quite a lot of training for it, and it's quite a lot of effort as well. So unless if you really want to use Rufflet in your team, I would definitely recommend using another flying type that is already accessible to you guys than using this one. Alright, it seems like these two Pokemons are giving us a bit of a trouble. I might have to go back to Chapos Island at some point, but for now I think we can still go ahead and try to defeat these guys. Alright, it seems like Emolga is getting some issues with the paralysis. It's always these ROM hacks, man, where we have these paralysis just giving us so much trouble. I mean, I think I missed 2 to 3 turns on my Emolga just because of the paralysis, and it's quite annoying. Alright, the second Pokemon is a Skarmory, which is pretty cool. I believe we will be able to find a Skarmory back in the Safari Zone, around that area. So, if you want to add one to your team, you can definitely find one over there. I'm really hoping that Emolga doesn't get paralyzed again because it's quite annoying at this point, and as you can see, it did. Okay, I guess this battle is gonna be going way longer than it should have just because of Emolga missing its moves, and of course my Torterra is now down. Alright, I guess I'm going back to Chapos Island to heal up my team members. This is ridiculous. Anyway, let me at least try taking it down with my Gardevoir over here by using Psychic. And at least Gardevoir is able to take it down a bit more. And let's hope Emolga will actually use Thunderbolt in this turn. Yup, finally it did, and we have defeated these 2 trainers. Alright, I think this is the most I have struggled for a double battle. Mostly because of Emolga missing its moves a couple of turns because of the paralysis. But this is actually the Lost Cave, and in the future you'll definitely be able to find a legendary Pokemon over here. But for now it's gonna be just empty. Alright, I guess that's all we have for the left side of Route Q. And since we have completed this one, we can definitely go ahead and explore the other areas. So let me quickly go ahead and move on further. Well, it seems like we do have a lot of areas to explore over here in the right side of the area as well. And apparently you can actually find Carvanha and its evolution Sharpedo in this route as well. Personally, I have used Carvanha in my team before, and it is pretty good. It is one of the speeder Pokemons, but it definitely will go down in one hit. It's one of those Pokemons that does not really have that much of a defense or a special defense, so you do have to be a bit careful. In case if you're not sure that Sharpedo can't actually take down your opponent, then you might have to be a bit careful that it doesn't go down in its own turn. Alright, here is the map, and as you can see, we do have to go through Route Q, Route V, which actually goes to Searound City. But Route V will also go to Route AC, and that will actually connect to Route AB, which in turn connects to Route W. So as you can see, there are quite a lot of routes that we have to actually take in order to go to the next town. But I think I'll try and go to Searound City in this episode, just because it's kind of a halfway destination to where we are actually supposed to go to. Before we go over there, let me quickly make my way to Route W to show you guys how it is over here. There is a small area where you can actually surf right over here, but this doesn't really give you any kind of items over here. It's kind of like a smaller dead end. And you can see that Route W is right on top of it. So it's something that's present over here but not accessible. Alright, definitely you can see that there is a stairs, but if you do go through this route, you can see that it's kind of a dead end over here. You definitely would need rock climb to actually traverse this, so until and unless you get that TM or that HM, you won't be able to go through this route. Which is quite sad considering the fact that this route definitely has some really good Pokemons, but they are actually inaccessible until I believe you get 6th or the 7th gym badge. Either way, let me make my way back to Route Q and we can go from there. Alright, now that we are back, let me quickly go ahead and go to the right side, and that is majorly where I'll be focusing for this episode. Seems like we have quite a few trainers over here as well. The first one being right here, who's a fisherman, and let's see what kind of Pokemons he's gonna be actually having. Alright, he has 3 of them and he has a Basculin. Quite nice to see one. Now, I have been quite disappointed that Basculin doesn't have a evolution. It is quite a good Pokemon, but if it had evolution, I'm pretty sure that it would have been way better than this. So, quite sad about that. Anyway, he does have a Sharpedo as well. Alright, I guess we can't actually use Gardevoir, so we definitely would have to switch out. I keep forgetting that Sharpedo is part dark type as well, which definitely is a disadvantage when I'm trying to use my Gardevoir. Alright, let me try using Emolga. And as you can see, my Emolga is almost at level 43. This is also the reason why I'm trying to not use Emolga a lot. Considering that these are all just water type roots, I could have definitely gone ahead and used Emolga for all of these. But I definitely wanted to use the other team members as well. So I just decided to just ignore Emolga and try to use the other team members and see how well they do with a water type Pokemon. Alright, here we have a Tentacool and I can definitely take it down with Earthquake. And we have defeated this trainer. Alright, let's quickly go ahead and move on. There are quite a few of them in this route. And if we are lucky, we might be able to see the Mirage Island as well. Which I'm not really sure if we can in this ROM hack, but if it was a actual game like Emerald or Ruby, we would have definitely had a chance of finding it. Alright, here it seems like the next trainer also has a Carvanha, so I might have to switch out again. And I'll definitely try going to Torterra this time. Well, it seems like Torterra is also around level 43 now, so I might have to stop using this one as well. But as far as Carvanha goes, I'm pretty sure I'll definitely try using either Emolga or Torterra. Alright, still we are doing pretty good, and it seems like the second Pokemon is actually a Tentacruel. Definitely can use Earthquake to take this one down. I could have used my Gardevoir as well since it does have Psychic. But either way, we are able to take this one down in one hit. Alright. I believe that the next gym, which is the 6th gym, will definitely have Pokemons around level 50. So we might have some training up to do once we reach the next city. Until then, we can definitely just look around for any trainers that are available in these routes and just try to take them down. Alright, here is the Basculin, who I can definitely try taking down with my Gardevoir. Let me quickly go ahead and use Psychic to take it down. And let's see which other Pokemon this trainer has. Alright, he actually has a Shelter. Shelter is quite unique and personally I haven't really used it. Mostly because it's one of those rarer Pokemons that you only find in few routes. But as far as I know, Shelter is a pretty amazing Pokemon and definitely you would require a Water Stone to actually evolve it. So if you're sure that you will be able to find a Water Stone, definitely go ahead and use this one in your team. Alright, the last one is actually a Gyarados and I actually decided to go ahead and switch into Emolga, the only Pokemon that can actually take down Gyarados with one hit. And we have defeated this trainer as well. Alright, it seems like Growlithe is definitely leveling up. It is at level 44. Maybe in the next episode I will switch around the experience share and just give it to another Pokemon who might actually need it. Definitely for the level which Growlithe is currently, I think it's pretty good enough. Maybe I'll try leveling it up to level 45 and then switch out the experience share. Alright, this seems like a dead end, so we definitely would have to go through the other route. And let me check out over here as well. I'm just being extra thorough in these routes just because it's very easy for you to actually skip out any trainers over here. So it is better to be a bit more careful and just make sure that you have looked into an area even though you go through that route maybe twice. Alright, at least we have gone through this small area over here and definitely we can cover the middle part of this route. And it seems like we have another trainer right over here. Alright. He actually has a Staryu, which is quite nice to see. I have been thinking about this, and Staryu is also a really good Pokemon to use. If you do not use Gardevoir in your team, I think Staryu and Starmie is a better substitution for Gardevoir. It is a part water and psychic type, and it's quite defensive as well. So if you use it, I'm pretty sure it will be one of the best Pokemon in your team. Alright, let's see which one is next. And he actually has a Slowking. Not bad. I might have to be a bit careful with this one, considering that Slowking over here will definitely have a psychic type move. But luckily it didn't really go ahead with that move, so I'm quite happy that we were able to take it down as well. Alright, we have defeated this trainer over here. I believe there is another one if we go a bit forward. And let me just check it out. Alright, nothing else in the left side, so let me check out the right side as well. And it seems like there is another smaller island over here, so let me look around. And we have one more trainer, so let me quickly go ahead and battle this guy as well. Quite weird to see a black belt trainer over here all the way out in Route Q, but I'm definitely happy to see one which is actually a bit different than the normal trainers that we find. Unfortunately, he has a Scraggy, so I might have to actually switch out Gardevoir over here. But let's try using Iceberg and see how much damage it does. Alright, the first two turns we actually missed the move, but definitely the third one actually hit it. And we were able to take down the Scraggy. Not bad. Although we definitely did take a lot of damage. I might have to heal up my Gardevoir after this, but the battle was pretty good. Before I heal up Gardevoir, let me just look around if there are any other trainers. And it does seem like there are none. So let me quickly go ahead and heal up Gardevoir and we can move on forward. Thankfully, I did actually go ahead and sort out all of my items, so all the healing items are up in the top, and it's quite easy for me to actually find out these items because of it. Alright, this seems like a dead end, so we do have to go back through the way we came in. And we have another trainer right over here, so let me quickly go ahead and put up my Ripple before we move on. Sadly, this is my last Super Ripple, but definitely got to buy some Max Ripples back in the Chapos Island, so I can definitely go ahead and use that after this. Alright, here we have our next trainer who's actually a swimmer, and she apparently has a Wingull. Quite weird to see a trainer with a Wingull, considering that you will be easily able to encounter them in these routes. And we have taken it down. Alright, seems like the next Pokemon is actually a Staryu, and I'll definitely go ahead and switch out into my Torterra. Let's see if we can take it down pretty easily. Alright, I guess the only move that I can actually use is definitely gonna be Razor Leaf, so let's see how much damage that's actually gonna do on Staryu. And we were able to take it down. Alright, that was pretty good. Well, let's quickly go ahead and move on. I believe that Sea-Round City is much closer to us than the other routes, so I might actually take a small detour and make my way over there. As you can see, we are finally in Route V, and if we definitely go through the right direction, it will actually move on forward with the storyline. But since we have to actually go back and heal our team members, I feel like Sea-Round City is much closer than the Chapos Island. So I'll actually make my way to Sea-Round City, and in the next episode we can actually go ahead and explore the rest of the Route V, which is actually going to be in the right side. Alright, before we reach Sea-Round City, we definitely seem to have a lot of trainers over here as well. So let me try and take these guys down as well. This is actually the first time we're actually seeing a Poliwhirl, so it's quite nice. I have used Poliwhirl before and it is really strong. It's one of those really good Pokemons out there. Poliwhirl will also evolve into a water and fighting type, which is quite strong and quite a unique typing as well. Alright, seems like this trainer also has a Celio. I really wish that I could use my Emolga and Torterra over here, but they are already over leveled and I do not want to overuse them. So let me actually try using Gardevoir and Azumarill over here, who is sadly still in level 41, and try to level these guys up as well. Alright, there's one more Pokemon left, which is actually a Lumineon. Alright, Lumineon is actually a water and flying type, I believe. It isn't really that good as far as the stats go. Personally, I have tried using this one before and it wasn't really that good, so I had to switch it out. So if you guys want to actually use it, definitely go ahead and try it. But personally, I do not like using Lumineon. Alright, let's actually try and take this one down. Thankfully, we did get a crit hit over here, so we were easily able to take it down with one hit. And now that we have defeated these two trainers over here, we can actually move on to Searound City. Alright, this route is actually pretty small, and as you can see, it has already started snowing, which means we are very close to Searound City, and definitely we can actually see it right over there. I believe this is the last trainer before we end out this episode, so let me quickly go ahead and defeat him as well. I guess I was right when I said that Searound City is much closer than Chapos Island. So I'm quite happy that I made my way over here and battled these quite a few optional trainers that we have over here. Alright, we have another Tentacruel who we can definitely take down with my Gardevoir. And it seems like my Gardevoir is also at level 42, which is quite nice. I guess I do have to switch up my team members a bit after this and just try to use my other team members who are a bit underleveled. Unlike my Growlithe, who is apparently gonna be level 45 pretty soon. Alright, I guess we have one more Pokemon. Why not try using Gardevoir since it's a Wingull. I'll definitely go ahead and use Confusion, which should be enough to take it down as well. Alright, we have defeated the last trainer near Searound City. Let me make my way to the Pokemon Center over here and heal up my team members. In the next episode, we'll quickly go ahead and explore the Route V and Route AB, which is gonna be just adjacent to Route V. I believe we can actually go through Route C as well, but I'm not really sure if I do want to explore Route W, considering it's gonna be a dead end for us. We might actually move on forward to the next city and then come back, but for now we are going to be ending out this episode as we are at the 30-minute mark. Thank you all for watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.